This One's Wife, Eviscerated by Vogue. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. As a narcissist, this one's wife has a completely distorted view of herself. She believes that she is irresistibly beautiful, whip-smart, awesomely talented, hugely charismatic, utterly magnetic. She believes that she is a kind person, that young children flock to her, eager to spend time with her. She believes that the dispossessed and downtrodden look to her by way of inspiration. She believes that she is a warrior, a pioneer, a content creator, a broadcasting talent. The fact that the evidence all demonstrates that that's simply not the case doesn't register with her, for her narcissism just ignores that and focuses on telling her that she's special. It is so important to understand that the way that her brain, her mind works is very different from yours. You have self-reflection. You see in shades of grey. You are able to see how you're perhaps not so good at certain things. You recognise your strengths, your weaknesses, where you need to improve. You aren't deluded. Often, many of you, falling into the empathic category, are overly harsh upon yourselves, engaging in self-flagellation. But not the narcissist. The narcissist is the special one. That's why Jose Mourinho referred to himself as such. The narcissist is the titan, the globe-striding, brilliant individual. And this one's wife believes that she belongs in that category. And because she believes that she is so scintillatingly wonderful, it also follows that she believes that she should be worshipped and admired and adored and loved wherever she goes. After all, if a living saint came your way, brightening your life up, wouldn't the most normal reaction to be, "Oh, thank goodness that you're in my life. Aren't we lucky that you've come this way? Aren't we thankful that you've walked across this turf, turning it into hallowed turf? And therefore you ought to admire that individual." And again, this is the mindset of this one's wife. Not only does she believe that she is ineffably amazing, but she also believes that you ought to recognize that and react accordingly. And that means, yes, you over there in Milton Keynes, and you down under in Perth, and you over there in Vienna, and you there in Flagstaff, and you in Anchorage. And not only all of you as individuals, but that organisation and that company, and that news outlet, and that media agency, and that publication, like People, like Town and Country, like the Super Soaraway Sun, the Times, the Telegraph, the New York Times, the New York Post, the Washington Post. All of them ought to be worshipping at the altar of this one's wife. Because it's a very simple equation in the simple mind of this one's wife. I am brilliant, you should admire me. And she cannot understand why you would not do so. And therefore she expects that publications should be effusive in their praise for her. Not only that, she believes that she ought to appear on all of the front covers, looking radiant and beautiful, because not only is she radiant and beautiful, but she's got amazing things to tell us all, and therefore that merits her being on the front page of Elle and Cosmopolitan and Vogue. And we know that she had dalliances with Vogue. I think she guest edited it, didn't she, as a consequence of her connection with Edward Eminent. And the result is that after the shit show that she engaged in there, causing problems for that particular issue, they didn't bother with her ever again. But this one's wife believes that these publications ought to be promoting her. That is this massive sense of entitlement that she has. And therefore, she's in for some more challenge fuel, because British Vogue has eviscerated her. Oh yes. Whilst there are some of the glosses that remain supine publications, British Vogue isn't. And this gets to this one's wife because it's the very publication that she believes is home to someone like her, that she is the epitome of style and grace and elegance and ought to appear in this hallowed publication, but only as a consequence of being praised. And instead, she finds herself on the end of an article whereby Radhika Seth states 27 burning questions I was left with after the With Love Meghan Season 2 finale, or Part 2 of Season 1. Have a listen to these 27 questions, all posed by a writer for Vogue. 1. What's with all the terrible puns? 2. Do we need to have edible flowers on everything? 3. Is ricotta really the cousin of cream cheese who should be visited more often? And does Meghan need to keep saying ricotta in an Italian accent? 4. I can't believe Chrissy Teigen agreed to this deal or no deal reunion. 5. Why is so much effort going into creating such simple things? 6. Why do gifts need to be packaged so elaborately? 7. Why is this one's wife teaching us to rap? 8. Why is there so much old-timey music in this show? 9. Is this actually trad wife propaganda? 10. Does a lavender grey latte need to exist? 11. Why is all this food treated like set decoration? 12. Why do these painted aprons look so bad? 13. This one's wife fell in love with Harry on their 3rd date. See parts passing for my observations. 14. The thing this one's wife misses most about the UK is Magic FM. 15. Do I need a masala dabba? 16. This one's wife used to teach bookbinding. 17. Why did this one's wife's Ayurvedic doctor make her eat so many dates when she was pregnant? 18. What is this coastal grandma cosplay? 19. Why are the inserted images in the show all fake Polaroids? 20. Does butter need to be updated? 21. Why does this one's wife travel with framed photos of her kids? 23. Can this one's wife interact with anyone without bringing them homemade presents? 24. Why was the episode set in Malibu dedicated to the first responders who fought the California wildfires, but that tragedy isn't mentioned in the show at all? 25. Is it because this was filmed so long ago before any of that happened? 26. Is that why everything feels like it exists in a parallel universe and timeline? 27. Will we now get a 3rd season due out in a few months, which was also filmed a year ago? Evisceration of the nonsensical nature of this one's wife's programme. And this will fill her with dismay, irritation, and annoyance. For she believes that they should be praising her, that Vogue should be a supporter. And instead, they quite clearly pose through these questions the overall question, which is, why is this programme utter nonsense? And the answer is, because there is a self-absorbed narcissist at the heart of it all, who is talent-free, who can't read the room, and believes that she's amazing. Once again, a publication that this one's wife would once upon a time have treated with the utmost sincerity and be desperate to be courted and fated by, turns and rips the piss out of her. It's entirely merited, and once again it demonstrates that the number of individuals that continue to support her are dwindling, and that publications see straight through her and recognise her as the fading star that she is. They realise that she's useless, and here Vogue eviscerate her. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.